Oh, this is my first live. I just kind of wanted to come on. I got to my son's school early, and I wanted to talk about the new iPads because that's the big thing that came out this week from Apple. But I'm just let's. So I ordered them. I did order a 13-inch iPad Pro, um, 1 terabyte. I got the nano texture screen because I just wanted to see what that was like. So I did order it, but I actually went on and tried to cancel it shortly after, but it's already processing or already preparing for shipment, and it wouldn't let me cancel it. So I wasn't able to cancel the iPad order, but I'm just not excited. Like, I was excited leading up to the event because I love the iPad. I have my iPad right here. It comes with me almost everywhere I go. The 12 This is the 12.9 inch, and I love this thing. It's great. I use it a good amount for reading, taking notes, um, enjoying YouTube, all that kind of stuff. It's awesome. But these new iPads are so expensive. Like 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 the one that I configured, I got the Magic Keyboard, I got the pencil. Like I said, it was the 1 terabyte with the nano texture screen. It was, I believe, $2,800 for an iPad and accessories. Which, okay, like that's fine. Like, it's technology, it's cool, it works well. But the software is where I really want to start my rant because it just it the software itself, trying to get more out of the I can't get the glare out. The software itself is just horrible. Like, it's just not there. Like, we finally got Final Cut Pro last year, but there's no backward compatibility with the Mac. And I've tried it. Like, I went and I did like the 30-day free trial, and I was just on my this is an M1, nothing fancy M1. Can't remember if it's 256 or 512. I know it only has 8 gigs of RAM. So I know that, like, you have to get like the 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte to get 16 gigs of RAM. That's another rant, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But the software just isn't good enough. Like, even the Final Cut Pro, I tried to edit. I believe it was like a half hour to almost hour long video that was for my church, and I couldn't keep the audio in sync in Final Cut Pro. And I'm just like, come on, why? This device is so powerful. I don't know if it was just overheating or if there was a space issue or what, but it was having such a hard time editing. It was 1080p. It wasn't even a 4K video footage. And not to mention that you can't go back and forth between your iPad and your Mac. Like, once, I believe you can make it on the iPad and then send it to the Mac, but anything once it's on the Mac and you have that Mac format, probably because of all the plugins and everything, they don't want to do that. So then they upgrade Final Cut, and the big feature that they give us is this multicam stuff, which looks cool. I will say it looks cool. If I still did weddings and stuff like that, I might would be interested because filming weddings, the more camera angles you have, the better. And editing weddings is just such a pain in the butt. So I think it would be cool just to like set up a bunch of cameras with your iPhones or whatever, and then just flip back and forth. It'd probably be too intrusive, but that's like, there's such a small use case for this upgrade that they did with Final Cut. And like, the software on the iPad is so lacking that it just drives me insane. Like, the technology itself is worth the price. Like, it's worth the 2,000, almost $3,000. I do believe it's worth the price, but with the software, it's not. And I mean, I don't want to be one of those people that would say that I wish they would just allow us to install Mac OS on the iPad, but I think it would be kind of cool to be able to install Mac OS on the iPad. Like, to have something this thin or even thinner now, which also we didn't really ask for. Like, how easy is that going to bend? But if we had something that small that we could just take with us and have the keyboard or plug it into uh, a, a bigger desktop setup and have everything right there to have that portability and everything that comes with the iPad, I think that would be amazing. Like, but I know the iPad's the iPad and the Mac's the Mac, and a lot of people feel like that's how it should be. But and I was one of those people. I was. Let me just say that I was one of those people that agreed that the Mac should be the Mac and the iPad should be the iPad. But now I'm kind of leaning more towards I think the iPad should be able to boot Mac OS. I mean, it has most of the internals and everything to actually do it. So why not give us that option if we want it? I don't know. But also, like I was saying, the fact that you have to get 1 terabyte just to get 16 gigs of RAM in an iPad, like I just don't feel like that's right. Like I don't. I because they don't even make that public. But if you want your iPad to be able to even do more, you need to spend even more money and get the more space to get more RAM. And because the software is so lacking, 16 gigs is actually enough. 8 gigs is almost enough. I really don't think 8 gigs is enough, even with the software choices that we have. But yeah, I, I I want Apple to come out with a device that is super portable. Because let's be honest, the MacBook Air is not it's not Air anymore. It's not thin. The iPad Air is not Air anymore. I mean, the Pros are thinner and lighter than the Airs, which is just weird. And that's not what the Pros aren't supposed to be. They don't have to be the thinnest. They don't have to be like that. They are designed to be pro. They are designed to be, you know, like more professional. So why did they make it so thin? Like other than to say, "Hey, we can do this now." I don't know. I don't think I don't think the new iPads are worth it. Like they're just not. The price is just crazy. This like I said, I got this. This is the 12.9-inch M1. I believe I paid about 500 for it when I bought it. I bought it used. And that's worth it. Like that price is amazing. The iPad Air prices aren't too bad for what they are, because you get the M2 chip now, so that's nice. The pencil, like I was really excited about a new pencil. Just some of the renders that I saw with that magnetic connector to be able to change those quickly, I thought that would be kind of cool. But instead, we can squeeze it now, so that's good. Um, or rotate it, so that's something. But I don't know. Hey, Travis, I see your comments. The new iPads look great, but without major software improvements day to day, there is nothing new going from the A12 iPad to the M4. Exactly. Like, if you want to run Final Cut, which, in my opinion, like I said, I went back to LumaFusion on my iPad just because I felt like it worked better and it wasn't a monthly cost. At least the version I have is not. Also, you mentioned the $400 upgrade from 512 to 1 terabyte includes going from 8 to 16 gigs. That's a better deal than Apple offered on their Mac. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because on those you have to upgrade them separately. So, but you just don't get anything from that 16 gigs, really. Like honestly, because the iPads just don't have software to do as much. Like I'm a programmer too, so I've been wanting Final Cut Pro on the iPad forever. Not Final Cut, sorry, Xcode. I wanted Final Cut Pro, and then they gave it to us, and they gave it to us crappy. So now I'm kind of afraid if they ever give us Xcode for the iPad, it's also going to be crappy. But I just don't know. I don't know what to do with everything. I wish Apple would do a little more, because all this was, as MKBHD mentioned, this was just a spec upgrade. That's all it was. Like they continually just do spec upgrades and give us stuff that we don't really want. And I love Apple. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking with Apple. I'm staying. Like, I can't, there's no way. I had somebody recently ask me, like, what would it take? Is there any devices out there that you would leave Apple for? And there's not, like, at all. Like, the folding phone stuff, I don't want one. Like, a folding iPad might would be kind of cool to go from like a mini size to like a 11, 12.9 inch size. That I would kind of like. I'm not going to Android for that. I'm fine lugging around this massive block of glass, um, for right now at least. But I don't know. That's my rant. I hope you guys enjoyed it or tolerated it. See, even us people that are fully sold out to Apple still get disappointed and kind of upset at times. But there it is. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.